Good afternoon, permission to the editorials. I'm very happy to be able to convey the latest news coverage this afternoon to you. Of course, we have provided various interesting and informative information has been provided by the editorial team. Now, the number of children in Japan is at its lowest since 1950 figure released by the Internal Affairs Ministry say there are just over 14.6 million children in the country under the age of 14. Japan's falling birth rate and high life expectancy replacing hard pressure on public spending and resulting in labor shortages.
Every decision about having a child or not is very personal, so I don't think my reason applies to everyone. But I do think that there's a general reasons. Maybe I can distill into three. So one is a financial reason because tuition and after-school costs a lot. So having a child is financially burdensome for people. Second, I would say is a career reason, and that applies a little bit to me as well, because the prime time for women to have children, that's also the prime time to advance your career. So you put off having a children to advance your career. Thirdly, and I think this is a under-investigated area, I think people today have many life priorities. So marriage is one of the priorities, but not as high as before. Having children, not as high as before. And there are many competing priorities for your time. And if you cannot have a live-in nanny, if your husband is not helpful, then you're in a very precarious situation being a mother and working. So that makes many people, I think, hesitate.
How much can you put this into context for us? How much support the women who have had children who enter the workforce get?
Well, it depends on the employment and then the type of employment you get. But if you're a full-time working mother, if you're lucky with your employer, you may have child care facilities. If you're not, then you're scrambling and you're juggling, probably with your husband also working as well. So to Japanese husbands' credit, there are more and more men who help with the child care. But at the same time, it is no surprise that Japan is a very rigidly gender role defining country. So a lot of the child care and also the housework burden falls on women's or the mother's shoulders, even if they're working.
Has said that something has to be done. This work is now or never. I just wonder when kind of conversation and taking place around dinner tables and across Japan privately in terms of resolving this because it does feel like there and also a hard burden of pressure on women in order to deliver.
I think some of the financial burden can be alleviated. There are many subsidies and increasingly so for having children and medical costs or the one-time subsidies that you receive at birth, for instance. But other problems that I mentioned, the career and life priority problems is still there, even if the financial problem is gone. So I would imagine all the conversations that's going on is about should we or should we not? And people have many competing priorities to weigh children again.
That's our correspondent, Aqnasya Anggraini, reporting there. Well, that is from me and the team here on Impact. You can catch me on Twitter and BBC Yalda Hakim. Goodbye for now.